Everybody, welcome back. We are here now with offensive line coach and offensive coordinator Mike Bloesch ahead of Saturday's season opener against UC Davis. We'll go to Jim McGill from Bear Insider for the first question.
Hey, Mike. First season as offensive coordinator at Cal. Obviously, it's got to be a big moment for you. Can you talk a little bit about those feelings for you? I know you've done it before at North Texas, but what's it going to be like walking on the field, being in charge of the offense this year?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm excited, for the opportunity that Coach Wilcox has blessed me with. I'm excited, to see our players go out and compete. My job as the offensive coordinator is to take information and to take scheme and to take techniques and fundamentals and teach our players and to give them a tool belt to go out and execute on game day. And so going into the first game, I think that's the thing I'm most excited about. We've really put a huge emphasis in spring ball and fall camp and getting better at the little things. And that's what I want to see show up on Saturday.
Early in camp, looked like the offense was rolling fairly well. Quarterbacks moving the ball. And I think it seemed like the defense had caught up sort of mid-camp. Since we haven't been able to see practices, how do you feel like the offense has progressed, and how comfortable are you heading into the season that you're going to be able to accomplish early on what you're setting out to do?
Yeah, I mean, when nobody knows us better than our defense, right? I mean, we went 15 practices in spring ball and another just 25 practices in the last, 30 days. So they've seen us 35 days in a row. I would hope that they would have a pretty good plan in place to stop us. And we've seen them 35 days in a row too. But, I try not to get caught up in scheming for our defense. I try to get caught up in teaching our guys the techniques and fundamentals and adjustments to what we're going to do offensively and what our bread and butter is. And it'll be exciting to go out and play some people that don't get to go against us every week.
So it's sort of a TBD thing with how you expect your offense to flow right now.
No, I expect us to flow very well. We've definitely had a good probably last 7 days. I think our guys are really starting to kind of come into their own as we've gotten into the game plan and started to install some different things, different formations, different motions, adjustments, things like that. It's been really good. I thought we had a good practice today.
All right, we'll go to Thomas Dunn from Brighton, California.
Good afternoon, Mike. You've had some limited time now with the in-helmet communication, having the iPads on the sideline so you can help correct anything that needs be. How have you found the balance of responsibility between looking at those things and being ready to go to your offensive linemen so that you can tweak live and go from drive to drive and making sure that they're developing as you want them to?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's going to be a learning experience for everybody on the sideline this year. We got just a little bit of practice with that in one of our scrimmages. The helmet to helmet communication we've had all of fall camp and a little bit of spring ball. So I feel really good about that. I think the quarterbacks are comfortable with that. The key is I believe when we get off the field and we make adjustments, let's identify a couple things that we need to talk about as an offense that I need to get corrected with the offensive line, and then let's get to it. I don't want our players spending the entire game just either on the field or staring at an iPad. We need to make adjustments. We need to move on. Those guys need to hydrate and get up and get ready to go for the next series. So we'll be very particular in the things that we address and the things that we show our guys and try to get that done pretty quickly.
Thank you.
We'll go to Jeff Corrado from the Cal Sports Report.
Yeah, Mike, awful lot of change on both sides of the ball in terms of personnel with the transfer portal. Can you talk about the challenge of integrating those guys into your offense and also just kind of what you're seeing from them?
Yeah, it's been good. A lot of those guys showed up in January whenever I really got to kind of dive in and start building the offense the way that we were gonna carry it. So those guys that got here in January have essentially had the last 8 months, almost 9 months to really start from the ground floor. And then the guys that got here in June have done a phenomenal job. I will say when you bring guys in out of the transfer portal, you're bringing in guys that have played football. Conceptually, a lot of the things in college football carry over. For example, everybody runs inside zone. Everybody will run some choice routes, things like that. And so the guys that have played a lot of football and are have that football mind, they can those guys take the information and run with it. You know, it's the freshmen that come in that, you know, going from high school football to college football is the huge jump. You know, going from Division I football to Division I football is those guys have done a great job of integrating and being locked in and ready to go, because they know they have to be when you come into a place and you're trying to compete for a job. You know, first and foremost, you better know what you're doing.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
We'll go to Joaquin Ruiz from the Daily Cal next.
Hi, Coach. Just wanted to ask about you guys have a stacked wide receiving transfer portal group coming in, and this is their first game all together. What's that looking like, and what's your outlook on them as a bunch in week one?
Yeah, I'm excited about our receivers. You know, we went out and addressed some needs, you know, from a size and speed standpoint and just depth. You know, we want to play with tempo. We want to snap the ball 80, 90 times a game. So we got to have more than 3 or 4 guys that can play. And I think, you know, looking at our guys as they've gone through spring ball and fall camp, we definitely feel like the depth in that room is really improved, and I'm excited to see really all of those guys compete.
We'll go to Cody Henderson from the League Winners next.
Hey, Coach. Ideally, how many carries would you like to see Jaden Nod average per game this season?
Yeah, you know, I think that's going to be a feel thing. You know, we want to give our best player the football, and we also want to take care of our best player and know what's coming down the stretch here as we go through this long season. So, you know, that'll be something that him and I and Coach Wilcox and Coach Thompson will all kind of be in communication with on game day. But you know, if he's rolling and feeling good, man, I'm not gonna hesitate to give him another shot.
All right, we'll go back to Jim McGill from Bear Insider. Jim, I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. Mike, you've done a lot of rotating with Fernando and Chandler at quarterback, and then a lot of mixing and matching at offensive line, trying to get the 5 best guys out there. Is it your intention to have your starting lineup on the field all week this week working together?
Yeah, I mean, as far as the offensive line's concerned, I'll start there. You know, those guys, the 5 guys that have pretty much been rolling with that first group the last couple of weeks, anticipate those 5 guys being on the field first. But I do think that I'm going to try to get some other guys in the game and, you know, see how they handle that situation. And, you know, as far as the quarterback, it's really the same thing. You know, our goal throughout all of fall camp has been to find the guy that we can move the ball with most consistently. I think both of those guys have done a tremendous job of improving this fall, and we have a great plan of action for Saturday. And I know Coach Wilcox can speak on that a little bit later on our behalf.
Thanks.
All right, and we'll go to Kyle from the Daily Cal.
Hey, Coach. I know the tight end room has high expectations this year with injuries coming off a good season and the transfer Corey Dytrus. What have you seen out of those two, and what kind of role do you expect them to fill in this season?
Yeah, 2 really good football players. I mean, our offense is going to be built around having at least one of those guys on the field at all times. We want to play out of 11 personnel. I think we can build a lot more formations and make defenses have to defend a lot more football with having a tight end on the field. But we're also asking those guys to do a lot of things. You know, we want them in the backfield. We want them on the ball. We want them split out at receiver. And so, you know, they're the moving chess piece of our offense, and they've done a tremendous job. You know, Jack as a freshman last year had a great year, and to be able to bring a guy like Corey in who's played big time football and has been able to play at a high level, and he just another testament to a guy that came in ready to go and was very serious about what he wanted to get accomplished here at Cal.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
All right, and we'll go to Matt Moreno from Cal Rivals for the next question.
You mentioned having obviously an entire offseason with this group, but how much will you not know until the first couple games play out with your group?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always some unknown going into the first game. I mean, if you watched any college football this weekend, you see some things that show up, and those are the situations and things that you try like heck as a coach to cover as you go through fall camp and as you go through preseason. But until guys really get on the field, the coaches are on the sideline and they are making real-time decisions and having to execute at a high level. Sometimes you don't know. Now for us, the good thing is for me, I know a lot of our guys. We do have a lot of pieces coming back from last year, and I've been on the field with those guys. I've been in the locker room with those guys at halftime and been able to make adjustments. And so, that's a comfort piece. But for the new guys, it'll be fun to watch those guys go out and actually play for the first time.